roll down and walk over, hand it over.
About 9 seconds.
Okay.
Would you mind counting to 10? for
Count to
sound
10?
check?
Yes. Sound check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Five.
Well, good evening. I want to thank everybody for coming. My name is Tyler Wright, the commander for Titusville Police Department's Operations Division. To my left is Sergeant Brian Nelson of the Criminal Investigations Division here at Titusville Police Department. As everyone knows, our department began a missing persons investigation yesterday, 2 days ago, March 4th, 2025. Today at 2 p.m., we have confirmation that the human remains found on March 4th, 2025 have been positively identified as Jessie Kirk of Titusville. We are here to discuss the timeline of March 3rd and March 4th, 2025. On the evening of March 3rd, between the hours of 9 p.m. through March 4th, 4:15 a.m., Jessie Kirk's white Lincoln SUV was seen mobile in our city on surveillance cameras. Fast forward to March 4th, 2025 at 8:29 hours is when our department began the missing persons investigation. That investigation turned highly suspicious when a niece of Miss Kirk arrived on scene and recognized a red Honda SUV that she recognized belonging to David Barber. At 9:36 a.m. March 4th, Orange County Sheriff's Office and Fire Rescue responded to the area of State Road 520 and State Road 50, reference to a vehicle fire. Between the hours of 11:57 and 12:20 p.m., March 4th, 2025, our detectives observed David Barber in the area of the Somerset condos, walking around and acting suspicious. Contact was made with David Barber around 12:20 afternoon, where he was placed under arrest for loitering and prowling and grand theft auto. At 1:09 p.m., we received confirmation that the vehicle fire that was earlier reported in Orange County was that of Jessie's white Lincoln SUV. At 2:58 p.m. was when David Barber was taken into custody for our department. And at 2:45 p.m. on March 4th, 2025, is when our department responded to the area of Hollover Canal to investigate the recovery of human remains. That is our timeline from March 3rd through March 4th. At this time, I want to transition and talk about Jessie Kirk for just a minute. Jessie is a longtime resident of Titusville and North Brevard. She was a kind individual and had a gift to connect to anyone and everyone she met. She was known to always be there to anyone and help regardless of the situation. Jessie was part of the board of directors of the Children's Advocacy Center, part of the Parish Medical Center Foundation, and a recipient of the Navy League Humanitarian of the Year Award. We want to thank the community members that have, at this point, reached out to our investigators and provided information on this investigation so far. But what we need now is to focus on this timeline that I provided from March 3rd through March 4th and continue to ask the support of our community members in Titusville area and the Central Florida region to focus on that timeline that Sergeant Nelson is going to provide here in just a second. And if they have any information, reach out to us based on that information. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Sergeant Brian Nelson.
Good afternoon. I'm Sergeant Brian Nelson with the Criminal Investigation Section of the Titusville Police Department. On the morning of March 4th, detectives with our bureau responded out to the area of the 3200 block of South Washington Avenue regarding a missing person with suspicious circumstances. During the course of the investigation, detectives made contact with a David Barber, who's an estranged boyfriend of one of Miss Kirk's family members. While making contact with him, they were investigating why he was there in the area and any information he may possibly have. While making contact, he had injuries consistent with high heat and burns and several scratches. He was not able to dispel officers' concerns about his presence in the area, and he was eventually arrested for loitering and prowling. A witness on scene identified him with the entering and exiting overnight hours into Miss Kirk's vehicle and moving it around in different parking spots in the parking lot. He was also arrested for grand theft auto for her vehicle. As the investigators continued to work the scene, we were notified by the Orange County Sheriff's Office at approximately, it was at 1:09 p.m. Orange County Sheriff's Office found a vehicle which belonged to Mrs. Kirk, fully engulfed in the area of 520 and 50. From there, at approximately 2:45 p.m., human remains were located in the area just south of Haulover Canal in Brevard County. Due to the condition of the body, a positive identification could not be made. However, at approximately 2 p.m. today, at the medical examiner's office during the autopsy, the identification was made that it was Miss Kirk. This investigation is still ongoing, and as more information comes to light, many people in the community have reached out and have given us information, and we would like that to continue to happen. But we are going to continue to seek the assistance of the public at this time. So we're asking if anybody was in the area of 520 and 50 on March 4th in the morning hours around 9:45 to 10:30, who may have seen a person walking in the area, to please notify us. If anyone was in the area south of Haulover Canal here in Brevard County on March 4th, and this would be the early morning hours, please contact us. And if anybody just has any information at all regarding anything, to please contact us. And if they don't feel comfortable, please contact Crime Line. Our goal has been and will continue to be to bring justice and closure to Ms. Kirk's family during this incredibly difficult time, and we will continue to seek assistance and we will continue to investigate. Thank you.
We have media available that we're going to share through our email of these locations, the images of David Barber on the day that we took him into custody. So we will share that here in just a minute through email. We didn't have it printed in time for this, so we'll have that sent out here very soon. Again, those are images of David Barber when law enforcement made contact with him on March 4th, 2025. So again, that's what Sergeant Nelson's looking for in his investigative team if anybody noticed him in those areas that we're talking about. We're also going to show you an image of the white Lincoln SUV to see if anybody's seen that during that time frame, as well as David Barber's red SUV to see if anybody's seen that vehicle as well to help us out with our timeline and investigation.
So could you tell us more about Barber in terms of person of interest?
Yes, he is our sole person of interest in this homicide investigation.
As far as clarifying, this might help with people looking out for information. Sergeant, you mentioned walking in the area. Is it believed that he walked from the scene of where that vehicle was found back to Kirk's condo?
The information that we have right now is from the location of the vehicle fire. He was on foot. However, he could have been picked up by someone or anyone at this point. So anybody that may have seen him or someone in that area, please contact us.
That would have been a long walk.
It would have been. It was. I think it was plus 20 miles. So the likelihood of vehicle transportation is very high.
Have you looked into Uber, Lyft, that sort of thing?
We are currently investigating all.
Can you tell us the last time Mrs. Kirk was seen alive? Do you believe whatever happened on March 4th?
So the The information that we have so far is on the evening of March 3rd. And once again, this is a very, very active investigation, so we are scouring a ton of video, collecting a lot of statements. We have a lot of concerned citizens that are calling in to get information. So as we continue to hone in those details, we will get an accurate time of when we have her.
You mentioned it was difficult to get a positive ID on the remains. Is that because you're able to discuss the manner of how she may have been killed?
And I'm sorry.
Do you have any details on the manner of how she may have been killed, or what the situation was like? Why was it so difficult to get that DNA?
When we found her remains, they were. I'm sorry. When we found her remains, they were burned.
Similar to the car.
Correct.
Based on the information you have right now, do you believe that he killed Ms. Kirk?
The information is leading to that, but we're not going to make any sort of an assumption with 100% certainty at this time. We're going to continue to work every lead and every investigative minute we can.
And for now, he's still only facing charges of stealing her car, loitering near her condo. That's it, right?
Correct.
Sir, I was asked this question,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
a personal question. What do you think about this? This woman was beloved.
Sure. It's gut wrenching. It's a heinous crime. The entire thing. She was very much loved by a lot of our community, the family, everyone that I've talked to, and this is even passing people in the store. They talk about how just amazing she was as a person. I mean, she was a humanitarian. She worked with the Child Advocacy Center. She's done a lot. She's done an absolute lot.
In the affidavit, it says when he was confronted about trying to avoid officers, he said, "I don't feel like I should talk about that right now."
Correct.
Could you get into more on what he said?
I'm not going to get too much into the specifics into our questioning on there, but he was not forthcoming with information at the time.
So, sir, I just to clarify, the remains are hard to identify. Why?
Because of the burning. Yeah, I don't want to get too graphic, but unfortunately, due to the nature of that, it makes it very hard to tell without the medical. But I want to go ahead and get into this here. So we do have some still images of our individual that we did arrest. So this is David Barber here. This is a picture taken from March 4th.
That looks very different from his previous mugshots we've seen.
Okay, yeah, it does. So there are some changes in appearance. As you can see in this here, he's wearing black pants, black shoes, and a blue T-shirt. The next one. That picture was taken at essentially near the end of our investigation when we were there at the apartment complex. When we first found him there at the apartment complex, this was a photo taken by one of our investigators who was also trying to identify him from a distance, and the appearance did change a bit. As you can see in that picture, the difference is he was wearing a light-colored hat.
Were his burns visible? Sorry to interrupt, in those previous photos. Because he's bandaged now at the jail. He didn't have anything on his arms there.
I believe so. We'd have to take a better look. Right here, this is Ms. Kirk's vehicle. It's a white Lincoln Navigator. What's authentic is the license plate. It's a Florida State Seminoles license plate. This location over here, this is the approximate area of where we discovered, or where Orange County Sheriff's Office located the vehicle. This is the intersection in the area of 520, State Road 520 and State Road 50. Oh, it's going to be in this general area right by the intersection area over here. The next image here, this is the area, essentially in this area south of Hallover Canal. And it's off of the main road where the location of the body was discovered.
And was someone who was out there called you guys and found the body, or were you already out there and you guys found the body?
It was a citizen notified. I believe it's the NASA Police Department, or the police department out there, security forces. And then this is Mr. Barber's car. It's a burgundy Honda CR-V SUV, and what's authentic about his vehicle is its license plate. I believe it's a Sheriff's Association tag.
Sergeant, I have to ask, why Ms. Kirk? Do you believe that she was the target? Was the
after her niece. I don't know if he thought the crime would begin and end with her. I don't know if anybody else was in danger.
Yeah, so all that's still under investigation. Again, the sole person of interest in this is David Barber. Our focus is the timeline from March 3rd through March 4th that we indicated. The clothing that he was seen by our officers is the clothing that most likely citizens driving in that area would have seen him. It's spring break, it's bike week, so we know there's a lot of individuals driving around. A lot of cars have video technology, so we're asking anybody to retrace their steps, look into that stuff, call our department with that information. At this time, we're gonna end this
Is
interview.
he cooperating?
So,
Thank you.